Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Barbie and I'm the creator of the website followyourownrhythm.com, and that website is all about helping you find yourself, love yourself, and to live a more spiritual and soul-aligned life. So in this video, we're talking about how to be happily single after a breakup. So how to basically recover from a breakup, but also how to be happy being single and alone and not in a relationship after a breakup. So I'm going to share some tips with you. I'm going to share 5 tips with you on this. I personally have gone through this. I mean, who hasn't? You know, we've all been in relationships. We've gotten broken up with, or we broke up with the person, and I feel like a lot of times what we do is we jump straight into another relationship, and the emphasis here is on not doing that, and it's to remain single so that you can go through the work, the processing that you need to go through, and that's what I'm also going to share in this video. But like personally, I was in a very long-term relationship. I was in a 14-year relationship with my ex-husband, and I did decide to end my marriage. And I did get into a relationship soon after, which I realized was not a good idea because I was projecting a lot of my stuff onto this new relationship. And then so after that ended, I really realized the importance of regaining stability, rebuilding yourself, learning to love yourself, and all of that good stuff. So these are just some of the lessons that I've learned on my journey, and you know, I found my happiness and I feel really good about my life and where I'm going. So I wanted to share these insights with you if you're on this journey. If you just recently gotten out of a relationship and you don't know what to do, or you don't know how to be single, or you want to be happy. And I'm not like promoting being single. I'm not saying like, yeah, like F everybody, you know, never be in a relationship again. No, I'm just saying that I feel like there is that crucial period of time of processing between relationships. And I think it's in those moments that we really have the opportunity to find ourselves and to regain strength so that we can move into our next relationship with more confidence and security. So whether you were in a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship, whether you love the person or you didn't, whether you broke up with them or they broke up with you, it doesn't matter. I feel like no matter what, there has to be, you have to give yourself some time and space to process what just happened. Okay, so I don't recommend jumping into another relationship. So I'm going to share some tips with you on not only how to recover from a breakup, but how to be happy within yourself, with or without a person. Okay, so our life goal shouldn't be to be in a relationship. It should be to have a positive relationship with ourselves and to love ourselves, so that then we can attract all of these nice, like positive, loving relationships into our lives. Okay, so I do have my notes here that I'm going to be following, so I hope to make this video straightforward and quick. So tip number 1, the first thing that you should do when you get out of a relationship or you experience a breakup is to not jump into another relationship, as I already mentioned. What I recommend is that you grieve and you mourn the ending or the loss of this person and the ending of this relationship, the ending of the past. So like I said, whether you wanted this change or you didn't, there's still a lot of emotions that you have to process, because, you know, let's say you left a person and you broke their heart. You're still processing the emotion of feeling guilty from that, maybe, or the fact that you hurt this person, or even just the fact that you spent such a big portion of your life with them and you shared yourself with them, and all of a sudden, like, that is no longer a reality for you and you're no longer with that person anymore. So like whether they were shitty or abusive or narcissistic or whatever, you're still letting go of a part of your past that was very much, you know, real for you. So there's definitely a grieving, mourning process here. There's processing all of those emotions that come up after a breakup. Yeah, just really sitting with those emotions and sitting with all the pain that you might feel, all of the triggered wounds, you know, that might come up after, crying, journaling, doing whatever you need to do to really process the ending of this relationship. Because if you don't do this part of actually processing your emotions from your past relationship, and if you just jump straight into another relationship, then you're definitely going to be bringing that past stuff that you have not yet healed into your current relationship, and you're not ready, like emotionally, literally, you're not ready to be giving your heart and your love to somebody else. And this poor person has to deal with you and your baggage from the past when you haven't even dealt or cried or whatever, you know, so it's just not fair to the next person. And I know it's tough to deal with this pain and to face the feelings and the emotions that this ending triggers. So we want to, you know, escape from that and jump into another relationship so that that person can take our pain away, so that that person can validate us and give us the love that we so crave, you know, that we no longer have, or to fill the emptiness, right? So we do this, you know, and a lot of times we jump into these relationships because we are dependent on these people. So out of codependency, out of needing validation, not feeling good enough, all of that. So that is not the way to go about it if you truly want to heal. Okay, so tip number 2, or step number 2, is to reflect. So this is the part where you're kind of just reflecting on the relationship and what you learned from it. Okay, so what this person taught you, what you taught them, who they are, you know, learning more about like who this person is, and more importantly, who you are. So what did you learn about yourself from this relationship? What kind of lessons did you learn? What kind of things came up that you're like, nope, don't ever want to deal with this again? What kind of red flags did you notice so that you don't move into another relationship repeating the same types of patterns? So basically it's just reflecting on the whole relationship, you, them, the whole dynamic, and what you can do to move forward in a more healthy way, you know, into your next relationship. So what not to repeat, what you don't want, what you do want. It's just this, you know, time to meditate and contemplate and reflect and journal and just process and think. So this is still processing, but now you're kind of also looking at it from like a more higher perspective and a more mature perspective, because you're not like blaming the other person like, oh, they did this to me and I hate them so much. You've processed that in step 1, right? You're grieving, you're mourning, you're letting all that anger out. But in the step 2, you're more seeing what you learned from it. Okay, so how this relationship was actually a part of your soul's path, okay? Because they always are. So we have people in our lives for a reason, for a spiritual reason. These are, if you had a strong soul connection with this person, or you spent with them a majority of your life, even if it was toxic, you signed up for this, okay? So your soul signed up for this relationship because they were meant to teach you something. They were meant to help you evolve and grow, okay? So like, yes, there was love and all of that good stuff, but on a deep soul level, your soul needs growth, right? Evolution. So like this relationship in some way, shape, or form was meant to be to help you with something, or to help them with something. And so this step is really just about reflecting on that and just being like, well, you know, what did I learn about myself? You know, what did you learn about yourself? So it's not like, oh, I learned that I hate assholes. You know, that's okay. Yeah, that's a good lesson to learn. But on a deeper level, like I learned that I'm actually, for example, you know, I have abandonment issues, or I'm really needy or clingy, or I actually projected a lot of my fears onto my person, or I actually am not as mature as I thought I was, you know, where like owning up. So this step is also about owning up to what you did wrong. So how did you contribute to the ending of this relationship, or to the fallout of this relationship? So whether you left them or they left you, doesn't matter. We, you know, both energies contribute to the drama. So, and if you were in an abusive relationship where you're like, no, like this person was just a narcissist or something like that, then where you recognize that you were at fault is staying too long with that person, staying in an unhealthy, dysfunctional relationship for way too long, and you should have left a long time ago. And that is something that you would learn. So this is the part where you're connecting, well, like you're reflecting on your patterns and how what your ego, basically, like how did my ego play into this, and how can I be better next time? So this is like going deep, you know, this is really just like looking at your own unhealed wounds and your projections and your insecurities and how that played out in the relationship. Because you can reflect on your person all day long and what they did wrong, but that's good to know, to not get into another relationship with that kind of a person, with that kind of behavior. It is good to reflect on that, but don't dwell on that too much, because you can't change them, right? So you need to bring the focus back to yourself and see like, okay, well, how did I screw up in this relationship? You know, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? How was I projecting my own insecurities onto this person? You know, how was I waiting for them to validate me? You know, just things like that. So just being super honest with yourself and reflecting and learning the lessons that you need to learn. This part is also about finding peace and acceptance with what happened. So accepting that it's over, it happened, it is what it is, okay? So just really finding peace in the reality that you are no longer with this person. So if you were in a relationship for a long time, this is going to be hard because everything in your life is all of a sudden different. You're alone, maybe you're not used to being alone. You have to do all these things by yourself now, you know? You have to actually step into your power, and this might be really scary. So it's just accepting that, like, it is what it is. This is your reality now, and you have to face it. You have to face your fears. Like, it's time to do that. Also, if you did not want this breakup to happen, and if this person, you know, broke your heart or left and you don't want that, it's really accepting that there's nothing you can do about that, you know, like, this person made their choice, and whether, you know, maybe you still love them or you still want to be with them and you'd be willing to work it out with them. They don't want that. So it's really just, it's like more of like a spiritual lesson that you're learning with accepting that it is what it is, and for some reason this is not your journey, you know, or right now it's not time to be with this person. So if you truly love them, you know, maybe you can be with them again in the future, but you can't do anything about that right now, you know. So it's just really accepting your reality and, like, this is what it is, and stop hoping or waiting or anything like that. Just really focus on yourself, okay? And that brings me to tip number 3. So the third tip or step that I have is to heal. It's to fill the emptiness that you feel once you're not in this relationship anymore. The emptiness that we try to fill through jumping into another relationship with another person. Fill that emptiness with your own self-love, okay? So this is the healing journey. This is the healing process, and this is never going to end. This is a lifelong journey. We all have to heal and love ourselves, whether we're single, out of a breakup, in a relationship, married, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just the easiest to realize this, and it's the easiest, I guess, to really embrace this journey of self-love when you are fresh out of a relationship and you have nothing else to do except for cry, because what else are you going to do? Exactly, right? What else are you going to do with your time than to love yourself? You have no choice. You have no choice but to learn to love yourself, to give yourself the care and compassion and love and warmth that you would be seeking from your ex, you know, that you would be seeking from a relationship or from a future love. Because then you're constantly looking outside of yourself to have them fill you up, when really you need to fill yourself up. And this is where the journey to being happily single begins, because you are giving to yourself what you can't get from outside of you, from the outer world, you know? So this is about finding happiness within. This is about learning to enjoy your alone time, learning to enjoy your own company, learning to really understand yourself, love yourself unconditionally, love yourself through the pain. And this isn't just like butterflies and rainbows, like, oh, I love myself, you know, it's so great. Oh, I love myself, you know, let me paint my nails and, you know, let me take some bubble baths and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's part of the self-love journey, taking care of yourself and, you know, doing things that make you feel good about yourself. But it's deeper than that, okay? So it's how you feel while you're doing those activities. It's all about how you're feeling. So you could spend all the time alone, but hate it, right? So the goal is to love all the time that you're spending with yourself. Now, we're going to get to the next step, which isn't just about being alone and isolating yourself and living in a cave until you learn to love yourself and then you can come out. You know, it's about also doing things you love and hanging out with your family, friends, and things like that. But this step, or this is just very important phase, is to really learn to reconnect with yourself, to reunite with yourself. And this is the part where you find yourself, okay? You find who you are. And so, yeah, this isn't just like this pretty self-love thing where, you know, you're doing all those nice fancy things with yourself, but it's also shadow work. So this is where you do go, you know, deeper into yourself and you recognize your fears of loneliness, your fears of rejection, your fears of abandonment, your insecurities. Why is it that you crave to be with someone so bad? You know, what is it that is triggering that? What kind of lack of self-acceptance or lack of love for your present moment makes you think that way? Okay, so it's also getting spiritual and recognizing where you are hanging on to and attaching to this ego identity and needing to fill it up with something outside of you. And really, it's just about recognizing your own true divine nature, that you are already whole and complete and perfect, just the way you are. So yeah, this step is all about that. And I mean, this is what I talk about like in everything. So if you need help on this journey, subscribe to my channel and sign up for my website I have a free guided meditation. You can actually also find that on YouTube to connect with your higher self. So I will leave some links below to how, some resources that I have for you and how you can connect with me better so that I can support you on this journey. Okay, so the fourth tip that I have for you for how to be happily single is to do something for you. So take the focus away from the sadness of your past and the uncertainty of your future, get present, and to focus on something that makes you happy now. And I recommend something that brings you a lot of joy and passion and that you're excited about. So this is something where you awaken your inner creativity, something that inspires you. So this could be like a passion project, something you've been wanting to do, something that brings you a lot of joy and passion. Maybe it's like a side gig that you have, or like starting your own business, or is focusing on your career, like your career that you really love, or just like building yourself up in your career. It could be just like trying to discover your life purpose, being of service to other people, doing some volunteer work, maybe focusing on your health, improving your health, maybe changing up your diet, starting to cook more for yourself and like really like putting your energy into that, or like just exercising, a new fitness program, signing up for a class. It's also to hang out with loved ones, to hang out with the people that you really truly care about. So this is your friends, building deeper friendships. You were in a relationship, you probably neglected a lot of friends, you probably didn't have time for a lot of that. Now you're single, you're free, you can do whatever you want, you have all the time now. So rekindle those connections from the past, find new friendships, reconnect with your family, with the people that really love you and care about you. Maybe do some traveling, just really anything that makes you happy. And you're not doing this to distract yourself from your pain and your misery, because you already went through step 3, which is about finding happiness within. And now that you've found the inner happiness, that you recognize that you can generate happiness from within, right? And it's really all about your perspective and how you choose to look at things that determines how happy you are. It's never what we have in life, or who we are, or who we're with, or what we're doing. Happiness is it always comes from within. It's always a mindset. It's always a perspective about how you choose to see everything. If you choose to be grateful for even the smallest things that you have, you will be happy. If you don't recognize or appreciate the things you have, even if they're all fancy and you seemingly have it all together, then you're not going to be happy. So happiness is never an actual physical thing. It always comes from within. So now you can really bring like external things into your life as well, but really it still fulfills you internally, right? So like focusing on your passion project, it's not a distraction from yourself, it enhances yourself, right? It enhances who you are and it lights up your soul. So doing these things that you really enjoy doing really do just elevate you, and they're part of your life's purpose. They're part of your journey in life. So I just recommend finding something that you can focus your energy on that really is good for you. It's an elevation. So like I said, it could be health, it could be work, it could be whatever. And not a way to run away from your feelings and emotions, because I do recommend that you truly do feel it all the way through. But it's just to have purpose in your life that you're doing for you. You're not doing for other people. If you're of service, obviously you're helping people, but you're not doing it for them. You're not doing it for their validation, for their approval, for their acceptance, to show off or whatever. You're doing it because it fills you up. You're doing it because it makes you happy. So find something that makes you happy and focus on that. This is going to elevate you. And already look how happy you are being single. Because if you learn to love yourself more and really appreciate time with yourself, and then now you're also able to hang out with other people and really appreciate them as well. And then you also love what you do and you're being of service, or you're doing something that fulfills you. You're already going to be happy, okay? Okay, so the 5th tip that I have for you for how to be happily single after a breakup is, first of all, to assess where you're at, okay? So you're in a good place now. You've rebuilt yourself. You're confident. You love yourself. It's a lifelong journey. You're never going to be 100%, but you're kind of at a good place in life, right? So you kind of assess, okay, so what do I want? Do I want to continue to be single? Do I need more time for my goals and for my career? And, do I even have time for a relationship right now? Do I want that right now? Or, do I want to just be single and explore the world, explore life, explore, dating or whatever, but nothing serious? Or do you want to be in a serious committed relationship, Do you want to settle down with someone? What is your intention? So I think just getting clear on your intention at this point But in either way, whether you're looking to unite with your true love or you want to remain single for whatever reason, this step is about aligning with and becoming who you truly want to be. This is about becoming your highest, best, truest, most authentic self. And it's really about aligning your energy with that which you want to create and have in your life. So if you want more joy and abundance and happiness and love, you yourself have to become those things. You yourself have to align your energy with that. This is manifestation 101, right? Law of attraction. But it's true. It's like the energy that you put out there is the energy that you get back. If you're vibrating at a high level, like you're really positive and you have so much love to give, and you don't just give to other people, but you give that love back to yourself, there's this very natural flow of energy, then you're naturally going to be attracting more beautiful, positive things into your life. Now, this could be success in your work, with money, with your life, with your health, and relationships, right? And friendships and loved ones. So if you're trying to look for a partner, then become the person that you would want this person to love, right? Become that person that you also want to be with. So if you want to be with like a loyal, loving, stable, passionate, lively person, then that's the energy that you need to be in as well, right? You need to be passionate about life. You need to have love. You need to come from a place of love and not fear and worry and anxiety and insecurity. So you need to let go of all of that negativity and those sorts of beliefs that aren't aligning with like your higher self and who you want to be. And then all the good things will come. Even if you are not looking to be in a relationship and you just want to be happily single for however long, because, it's like people enjoy being single. Like I know a lot of people who are like in their 50s and they're like, nope, not in a relationship. I'm okay like this. So there's people like that. Me personally, I like relationships. I like sharing my life with a loved one, but I also enjoy being single. So I'm okay either way. And it's also about surrendering to the path and just being like, well, I know that when I'm meant to meet the person I'm meant to be with, it's going to happen in divine timing, divine order, like everything's going to fall into place. But until then, like you learn to love your life now, like you learn to be happy now without having, it go exactly the way that you want it to go. You really learn to live in the present moment, okay? You learn to live in the present moment. You are grateful for everything that you have, for who you are, and you just keep focusing on your own happiness. And if you practice that for the rest of your life, you will always be happy. Like you will never, like happily single, happily married, happily dating, happily whatever, you're just gonna be happy because your main priority is self-love. It's healing. It's to look at your own shadow. And it's to constantly heal and process and let go and move on and accept and surrender. It's all of those spiritual lessons that you're learning on this journey. So I really hope that those tips were helpful. And, if you are just like fresh out of a breakup and you're not doing so well and you do feel the pain and you're really trying to find happiness, I feel you, like I feel your pain. But just, you will be fine. Like it will get better. It will get easier. And don't jump into another relationship just because you think that that is going to take away your pain. Try to be strong for yourself and know that if you do jump into another relationship, all of that pain is just going to be pushed down deep inside of you. And at some point it's going to have to come out, so it could come out if you get like triggered in your new relationship, or if that doesn't work out, and it probably wouldn't work out because you're not emotionally ready to be in that relationship. So you're just causing more pain, adding more onto that stuff that you push down that now you're going to have to deal with anyway. So, it's easy to push it away and to distract ourselves with people, but I really recommend not doing that. And also with regards to that, I didn't say this. I just assume it's obvious because I don't drink. So like it's my life, but I understand that a lot of people do. So I do not recommend drinking through the pain or doing drugs or anything like that, like escaping through, alcohol. I recommend being sober as fuck and just going through the process, going through the journey, especially when you're in that painful stage where it just hurts to feel. Yeah, I recommend being sober for that if you're truly trying to heal and heal fast. Because like I said, the more you try to escape, the longer the process is going to be. So just don't escape, just deal with it head on, and then you will be recovered so much sooner. Okay, so that is officially the end of this video. I really hope that you enjoyed that and that was helpful and insightful. I wish you the best, and if you would like additional guidance or support, I would love to help you with that. I'll leave the links below to how I can support you and how you could work with me. I'm sending you so much love and happiness on this journey, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.